was born the night Elizabeth Taylor won the Academy Award for Battlefield 8. At 7, I knew I was attracted to boys, and I knew it was wrong. At 9, I was Prince Charming in the summer camp production of Snow White. I wore turquoise velvet dress, white tights, and a feather in my cap. I refused to kiss Snow White. At 10, people couldn't decide if I was a boy or a girl. At 11, I sat crying in the back seat of my parents' Chevrolet. The kids were calling me a faggot. My mother laughed and said, "Craig, you really don't have a sense of humor." At 16, I had a huge crush on Stuart Miller, the star of the soccer team. We were walking down the street in Greenwich Village with ice cream cones, and a bunch of kids passed by and called us faggots. We never talked again. At 20, I went to the London School of Economics, and all of a sudden the outsiders were cool, and I was wrapped up in a world of cigarettes, tea, and late nights playing diplomacy and talking about philosophy. At 22, I graduated from college and went into the family business, parking cars. At 24, I went to a smoky, crowded gay bar. Someone pinched my ass, and I almost passed out. At 28, a good friend of mine, Paul, convinced me to do a soul-searching weekend of transformation. At the end, I stood up in front of 600 people and came out. 10 days later, I had sex for the first time and fell madly in love with absolutely the wrong man. In 6 months, I was out to everyone, including my parents. My father said, "How do you know you're gay if you've never had sex with a woman?" I said, "How do you know you're straight if you've never had sex with a man?" At 29, I went into therapy. I quit my job and walked into a meeting of GLAAD. By the end of the night, I was the new chair of the Visibility Action Committee and produced GLAAD's first float in the Gay Pride Parade, designed by a good friend, Greg Young. In front of hundreds of thousands of screaming people, we danced our way down Fifth Avenue in silver lame shorts. We won Best Float in the parade. At 33, Greg died of AIDS. At 34, I joined the Threshold Foundation, an organization dedicated to consciously exploring issues that surround wealth, personal transformation, as well as giving $1.5 million away a year to progressive organizations. I learned what to look for in grant applications, how to do site visits, and the power of giving in a group process. At 36, I joined the board of GLAAD. At 37, my career coach told me that I was a self-loathing homosexual and I needed to take a course called The Body Electric. At 39, trembling in front of 30 naked men, I took my first course and where I learned about pleasure and intimacy in a safe and playful atmosphere, where I could connect honestly and deeply with other men. At 40, Murray Nossel asked me if I would produce a documentary about 2 gay men who wanted to have a baby. Paternal Instinct turned out to be one of the first docs to explore gay parenting. It won many awards, played on Cinemax, the BBC, and in front of millions of people all over the world. At 43, I went to do a course at Easton Mountain, a place dedicated to the growth and healing of the queer spirit. I fell in love with the right man. At 44, I'm sitting in a theater with my partner and my mother, watching a play about a gay man and his mother. My mother turned to me and said, "I still don't think you're gay." I said, "But Tim's sitting next to you." She said, "I don't think he's gay either." At 45, I joined the board of Threshold. Las Vegas, Outgiving, 2009. I'm in a room similar to this, listening to Weston Milliken speak about the Queer Youth Fund. Next to me is Reed Williams and Bill McDermott. I text them, "Let's start a funding circle." And the Queer Wellness Fund was born. Our mission is to attack gender, trans, and homophobia at its root cause, to get at the very system that heterosexist culture created that continues to feed depression, alcoholism, sex and drug addiction, as well as suicide. We want to fund programs and curriculum that focus on the advancement of psychological, spiritual, and physical healing in the GLBTQI community. On January 15, 2011, with the additional help of Darren Smeck, the Veal Foundation, and 3 outside activists, the Queer Wellness Fund gave away our first grants to 4 organizations for over $75,000. These grants will assist a crystal meth recovery program, a leadership program for homeless trans youth, a day-long conference for mental health consumers and their straight providers, and a spirit-based program to address violence toward LGBTQ people. 3 weeks ago, I went to see La Cage aux Folles with Tim and my mother. I couldn't resist having an end to my talk and asked her if she finally thought I was gay. She said, "No, I still think the two of you should marry women." Tim interceded. "But you do think we have a loving, healthy relationship, don't you?" She said, "Oh yes, absolutely, and we'd love you very much. If you broke up, we'd be very upset." So the journey continues. Thank you.